everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sarah here, and today we're doing a newpenday video. This is the TWSBI Go in a broad nib, and I got this for Mother's Day. I got this and some ink samples for Mother's Day, but I am thinking of saving these to try really hard and do June 30 inks 30 days. I chose the samples, and I chose samples of a brand that I've never tried before, but all within like a similar color theme. I think there's 9 in there maybe, so watch this space for those, and instead we're going to focus on this pen. If you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I have the TWSBI Go in a fine nib, and I'm just trying to find that for you. I rinsed the pen just before, and I can see there's a tiny bit of water still in, so I'm just trying to get that out. I absolutely love the fine nib. These pens, it's got like a spring loading action, which makes them super easy to clean. And before, I was about to ink it up, but I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's do this. That was me rewinding. This, guys, can you tell it's been a long day? Is the TWSBI Go. It is, I think it could classify as a pocket pen. It's a relatively inexpensive pen. In Australia, these are between like 31 and 35 bucks, which compared to the TWSBI Eco, you know, is significantly cheaper. I'm just pulling out my Eco so I can show you a size comparison. Straight off the bat, I think you can see that they don't look as nice. The plastic or the resin or whatever in the Eco looks a lot nicer. The finishes and the clip. This doesn't have a clip, it has the roll stop. But aside from looks, the nib is the same. It works really well. It's really functional. Like, to clean it is so easy. You just unscrew that and it's just spring loaded. It's so easy. It's got a good ink capacity. I do think that this slightly opaque plastic here maybe like cheapens it a little bit in terms of the look, but for an everyday pen that could maybe be a bit of a workhorse or to explore, I think it's great. I have the fine nib and I absolutely love it. To do a quick size comparison, I just said it could almost be a pocket pen, but it doesn't actually look that much smaller than the Eco, does it? And another really common pen next to a Safari. If you uncap them, rolling. That's what it looks like uncapped, so it is smaller there. The section's relatively similar. This body is a touch wider, but nothing really noticeable. I mean, the nibs are going to look slightly different. This is an extra fine and this is a broad, but you can see what I'm talking about there about that, the plastic. This one does just, I think, feel and look cheaper, which is fine. It's still a really great and functional pen. I am going to ink it up. I've been trying to think of just like a pretty kind of well-behaved ink that I can maybe do all of my newpenday tests with. And I have a bottle of Diamine Twilight, and I thought, well, you know what, maybe that's what I can use. It's kind of like a tealy ink. Diamine's usually always very well behaved, so that's what I am going to ink this up with. So I'm going to show you here what inking it up looks like. It can be a little bit tricky, these ones, in a sample vial, but if you can get the angle. So very obviously, you just, well, you know what I mean. Push this, what's it called? Spring in. And I actually don't think this is going to get deep enough. Oh no. Did I get any in there? Well, I got some on my fingers. I mean, I thought this was going to be so simple, but maybe there's not enough in the, sorry, it doesn't fit in the thing. There we go. I just didn't have the right angle. So once you get it, I mean, that isn't even a full fill, but that's fine just for this test. once you get the right angle, it's super easy and should be relatively mess-free. I think we'll call that user error. The pen I find really comfortable to hold in the hand. It's quite lightweight. If you like a heavier pen, I don't think you're going to like this. It's quite noticeable for me, the difference, but I also wonder if it's more noticeable when the cap is on, because this is a heavier cap than this. But again, it's just things to consider. Really easy. As I said before, it doesn't have the clip, but it's just got a little roll stop. I did find with my fine nib one, I had to be quite gentle taking the cap on and off because I would get some ink in the cap. But once I take a little bit of care, no longer an issue. Now, I also wanted to think about having like a format for how I do a new pen day, but thought about it and then didn't plan it. So I might just do over here. Yeah, we got ink in there. Well, let's all do it together and see how we go. So this is straight away what's jumping out to me. That's got a really nice amount of ink coming down. It's not dry yet, but nice line. So this is the TWSBI Go with a broad nib, and this is the clear. They also come with like a blue and a black body. I really don't like how I've done this. This is my only second ever broad nib, so I definitely am still trying to work out what my writing style and size needs to be with a broad nib. Quick round fox. That's some slower print there for you, or let's try and go faster. It just writes really nicely. It's a smooth nib, chunky. You are getting some nice shading in there. Oh, I don't want to do that one yet. I want to do this one. You're getting quite a bit of ink down there. So let's see if there's any line variation. So that's with no pressure. And now I'll do a little bit of pressure. There's actually a little bit of movement in that nib. You're not seeing much shading or anything, it's just more ink, but there was a little bit of movement there. See if I can get it there. Now, I don't think that's what these pens are designed to do, but I'm not putting too much pressure down. And you are getting a little bit of movement in there. So all in all, it just feels really nice, just like the other one did. To show you a size comparison, it's going to be in a different ink. I don't have the fine nib inked up, but if I just do this, so this is the Eco, the extra fine nib, so to really see the, the different ends of the spectrum there. You can see both pens, or TWSBI in general, on the wetter side, but you're obviously getting a much thicker line with that broad nib. Not crazy though. This is the Traveler's Notebook Lightweight, so the Tomoe River. You're not getting any feathering or anything like that. Look, quite a bit of ghosting, and you can see where I was pressing down there, but to be expected. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it because I kind of knew I was going to love it because I loved the fine nib. I've gotten both in clear. There's this one here. So you can see they're exactly the same. The difference is just in that tipping material up the top there. I think for me, these pens serve a purpose really around exploration. Using inks I'm not sure about. I'm just seeing this one isn't clean properly. I had a shimmer ink in here, and I can actually see there's a tiny bit of shimmer in there, so that just lets me know, just to give it a little bit more of a clean. they're so easy to clean, these pens, which is awesome. I'm not going to do it with that one, but I'm pretty sure this bit, yeah, there you go. It literally just pulls out. So, and you can say I haven't because I was being lazy, to clean, you know, when you're thinking about using shimmer inks or trying inks, it's so easy to clean. That could be another option. You know, when I said that the sample vial can be a bit tricky, you could do that. You could pop that out and just syringe into there as well. But I wanted to show, I guess, the filling mechanism as it's intended. But I just think it's a great pen. I think it's a really, really great user-friendly pen. And I don't know if that was obvious then, but it has like a little, I don't know what it's called, but basically if you put it in and it goes to a certain point and then you kind of turn and it's like it drops into place. I don't know if there's like a lip or something in there, but it also means that it's really easy to put back in. You can't go wrong because it kind of guides. I can see it. Can you see that there? I think that's it. You kind of guide it and then it's in. Which I think, especially when I'm, you know, using these pens from a point of like exploration and they might get banged around a bit, knowing that there's a bit of a fail safe that getting that nib and feed in properly is a good thing for me. Means you can't damage it too much. So let's see if this is dry now. That one is dry, but you can see there, I'll just show you, that's still wet. So if you do apply some pressure, you are getting quite a bit of ink down, but all up here is dry. I wasn't using this ink because it was a spectacular shader or anything like that. It's just something I have a bottle of and could do some tests in, but you are seeing little bits of shading. All in all, it's a great pen. And I'm really excited to get to know that broad nib a bit more to see how my writing style adapts to it. Awesome. If you have one of these pens, let me know. Do you love it? Do you hate it? I am definitely a fan. And I can't wait to chat to you guys all again soon. Bye.